I feel very worried that we're about to have a little bit of a teaser game, but it looks like finally we're ready to walk into the game. A part of me feels as if there's going to be a restart round immediately afterwards, but Nifty would really like that. He's been tagged down to 11 HP out towards the A main side, and JDM will continue to hunt him down, shuts him down, brings him out of the server, and drags him kicking and screaming to the grave. Twist once again going for the repeat. Does reveal his position, but they don't realize Nitro is behind that box. And well, Elysia's already found one coming in from the back lines with those dual Berettas. You're still the only person to be able to defend up against the scaffolding players, and they won't be able to stop the bomb from going down unless they proceed down themselves. And well, that's exactly what they will continue to do. Okay, that makes sure of it. The game has started. Good. Great stuff. Great stuff. If you can't tell from the hesitance in my voice, I still feel like this is about to be a bamboozle. There's something just gonna go wrong. We're gonna have a really, really long pause immediately afterwards. Well, looks like that's not the case. JDM with his M4 wants to be able to close out the door on, oh my goodness, Azza just gets a free entry on towards the site. No backup there for Elysia. None of the Liquid players sitting behind him. And if this ends up being the same thing as what we saw in Cobblestone, where Liquid found the pistol round and were actually immediately after shot down by the force buy of Renegades, and this will be a problematic situation for them. Nitro, though, he's making short work of Renegades as he's already found 2 shots into their bodies. Not quite the headshot, so they're still left alone with a little bit of HP to work with. But Azza, look at you, finds another kill. And all 5 players still left alive for Renegades. They're even able to recover that fallen Farmers. Nitro tagged down to 61. Will be going down to JKS and his recovered Farmers. JDM responds the first player to get a kill in this round, and he needs to step up with a lot more than just one. Careful, careful does it. Justillo and Naf very quickly are able to finish that round off. And how difficult of a situation for Liquid being reset like that immediately after. That's the same thing that we saw happen in Cobblestone. That's where they lost control of the first half. They ended up spiraling down to a 7-1 deficit. And they did the exact same thing then as well. They force bought into the round. They force bought and they picked up the Eagles and a scout for JDM. Now let's see whether or not it'll have a little bit more fruition than it did in Cobblestone. Doesn't look like it started off strong though. Twist is already down to 48, and the rest of Liquid aren't looking too healthy either. Azza, the only person to have some of his HP chunked away. And Stan. Oh, Stan. JDM's nicely done by him. Azza goes down. That's 2 shots in a row to be able to do the trick. Naf is boosted up though, and that means that JDM and Elise will both go down. Stan also located. That makes it 3 for Naf. 2 versus 3 now. Liquid on what should be the retake as soon as the bomb gets planted. Goes for a very safe plant as well. Nitro will not be able to stop that from happening. Both players firing through the smoke. Neither one of them will be able to get anything done. And Liquid decide that it's time to save their guns, perhaps. Just try and maybe shut out a few of these rifles, take them out of the hands of Liquid. Off Renegade, rather. I actually need to sneeze, so I'm going to mute my microphone for a quick second. Well, it's 8 AM in the morning, and what better time to cast some Counter-Strike, you know? Rise and shine, and Liquid, well, they might need to rise and shine very soon as well, because so far they haven't been looking particularly impressive. Have to be a little bit tired after the long wait themselves as well, just the tempo being reset. Should have worked out in their favor considering how much momentum Renegades had behind them, but Yusilo getting dinked down. JKS also trying to find a shot towards the green train, and it will be JDM to actually respond in turn. Stan as well finds another, but quick few shots from the Australians will be able to take it to a 5th round where Liquid will have that full buy going for themselves. JDM has the money for an AWP as well, and that's why he went for those scout buys. That's why he went to try and get aggressive with those skills to be able to ensure that he has the money, even if he doesn't have the rounds. Flashbang in hand as well. No Kevlar, so it's just a glass cannon. No information given out to him this time, though. They might be going over towards the B side. They realize that it's a buy coming out from Liquid, and Stan pushing forward aggressively, playing very aggressive in the defense of the B-bomb site. But instead, he postures himself a little bit further back towards the scaffolding angle. He knows that he doesn't have very much utility to work with, otherwise could have potentially looked to stick around. JDM as well, playing that connector spot. So he can go over towards any side he wants to. Now comes out the smokes. They're flung through. Pop Dog is smoked off, so they still have any rotation point that they want still available to them. Elise getting tagged down from the side. Yusilo is able to entry on Ivy, and Elise has to respond very quickly before turning around to meet his death. 2 HP or not, Yusilo still able to get the job done. Nitro, though, 2 kills from him will leave Nifty feeling very, very lonely as he's down in the gutters of the A-bomb site. That is where he will be falling. Manages to retreat back towards T-main. But he has got the bomb, and with the amount of money he's got, may as well try and get something done. Stanislaw, though, is looking to intercept him and should be able to do so. Nifty going forward, trying to go for the bomb plant. If he goes for default, he will not be able to get it down. Goes towards the defensive point, but JDM can intercept. The AWP prevents the bomb from being planted and prevents Renegades from being able to farm up that money. Money is still there and plentiful, though. JDM will now have to face up against an AWP in the hands of Nifty as well. So op versus op battles should be interesting to see. Wouldn't be surprised to see some more aggression coming out towards Ivy now that they do have the AWP. You do often see teams trying to take control using that op, but Nifty instead might be going for the Fallen Peak, where he will just be trying to bunny hop his way down, but instead, no, never mind, sees the shadow and Stan backs his way off after flinging out a Molotov. That does, of course, prevent the Fallen Peak from going through, but hey, another day perhaps. Elish realizes that there's a lot of utility that could be flung towards him. The flashbang will be avoided. There's 2 kills for him because they've dropped down on wow, I'm messing up so much. 2 kills for him because they've dropped down on each other's heads. But Elish will be burned to death afterwards anyway to bring things back to a 3 versus 3. JDM has the chance to shut out this A side entirely if he gets his kill onto Azza, but Azza is very defensive right now. Flashbang goes through, will not be catching anyone out. Instead, it's Twist to find 2 and finishes things off with a 3K to his name. Elish looking impressive, but what's even more impressive was, of course, Twist with a 3K being able to flick across the board. And let's quickly catch a replay of that. 2 kills and a flick for the 3rd. Very nicely done by him. Three to 3, and now Renegades. They've pulled out a few Deagles, they've pulled out a few Glocks. But they've still got their work cut out for them, especially with Yusilo being tagged down to 29, a grenade from Twist's hands. And interesting thing to note, of course, Twist is the person going for that double AWP play instead of Nitro, who was earlier on picking it up and Cobble. Perhaps not feeling it anymore, but Stanislaw finds another one. JKS goes down. Double AWP being pulled out up against a probable eco, though. It's one of those decisions where you always have to kind of scratch your head a little bit and wonder whether or not the SMG would have been more prompt that you can switch out for the AWP against the full buy round that will be coming through subsequently. They do keep all their players alive, though, so no harm, no foul, but Twist Could very easily have found himself overrun by players rushing out through Ivy if that was what Renegades wanted to do. Nitro flashes out for his teammate, and Stanislaw will be taking the peak. However, he can't quite find a frag. But now they're both stuck in together. Nitro is being forced to throw out an incendiary, but Utilo will not be blocked. He will be flashed instead, though. The grenade not catching him out. Otherwise, that could have completely brought him down there and then. Nifty wants to take the slow peak. Nitro has been smited. And Nifty, what a shot coming out from him. Through the smoke. A little bit of luck there, but there's no luck for Elige. As he flashes himself into Pop Dog, takes down Azza. Now it's a 3 versus 3 as he has reclaimed Twist, still in possession of an op. JDM being down will not be helping them whatsoever. Stanislaw, that smoke will be dissipating soon enough, but Twist finding the kill means that the terrorists can't really rotate themselves away, and that means Stan has got this entire field on lockdown. Despite that nice little kill coming out from Nifty, Elige being able to refrag immediately, recognizing the fact that there's players out towards that Ivy area, that there's multiple players there, so that generally does mean that you can expect to see one lurker over towards Pop Dog or team main. So he takes the peek, he takes the chance, he realizes that in a 3-on-4 situation as a CT side, you do not want to let the terrorists play on their own terms. So instead he takes the fight to them, brings the frag back, and with that Renegades will end up losing that round 5-3. Liquid looking much more convincing on this map. Just eco frags across the board now, really. And good reason for it. They're playing very defensively. They're not getting aggressive either. But Naf has managed to thread the needle. Takes down one. Turns around to try and find Twist. But Twist will be going for the flick. The incendiary is there. He doesn't want to go for the re-peek into a Zant Eagle. Knows that it's a difficult situation to find yourself in. But Nifty's also in a difficult situation. He's playing like an ostrich. He buries his head in the scaffolding. But that's where he will fall. Nitro with 3 quick kills to clean that round up as well. And Renegades will be going back. And it seems like we're seeing multiple 3Ks from Liquid come through. And why not catch another replay of those, as Nitro will be showcasing his skills once again, finishing off a clean anti-eco with 3 quick kills. Double op still maintained, and Liquid seem to be very confident in it. Perhaps rightfully so, but Renegades now, they've got the information. They need to act on it. There's a couple of players over in Pop Dog, but they will be flushed out by the Molotov. Naf will peek down with his teammate. They're getting on top of each other's heads. It's a very interesting peek to come through, but unfortunately for them, they did get punished the one time before they tried it, and right now the players are able to back their way off. Naf traverses over into the scope of JDM, and he will get punished because of that. 5 versus 4. And Renegades, they've got a little bit of time limitation going up against them, because now the smokes come through and they've still got 3 incendiaries in the hands of Liquid. They can very easily shut out any push coming out from the Australians. And with 4 smokes of their own, Renegades do have the chance of actually stopping any Molotovs whatsoever, but they can't stop JDM, who drops the bomb and will be retreating back after dropping an incendiary on it as well. That means that Elige, who has made his way over towards his B bomb site, does have the chance to try and spray down through the smoke, and JKS will be moving forward, will reveal himself as well, but the bomb has been recovered and JKS is holding his position, will be able to get the kill, but he's left alone because the rest of his team has already taken a fall. Can he get the ace clutch is a big question that's on everyone's minds, but doesn't look like that will be the case. He's holding the bomb plant, but instead, no, never mind. It might not be the best of decisions to make because JDM drops down, and because of that, JKS can't get the headshot and will be brought down. No bomb plant either, which means that Renegades don't have the money to be able to buy into this round in a comfortable fashion. Instead, they have to be devoid of a lot of utility. Surprisingly enough, Azza goes for a CZ instead of trying to pick up head armor, pick up a few sets of utility. Not something you see every day, and I'm not quite sure what I think about that, but Elige in the meanwhile. Will just be holding the green train, but in the meanwhile, Stan's found 2, and it makes it 3. Naf, the last casualty, as JDM will just make sure that as they walk in dry onto these sites, they will be punished for doing so. No utility to be able to flush out these players from their positions, and Liquid, if nothing else, you can say that they're incredibly consistent and winning these aim duels when they should be doing so. Renegades can't quite overwhelm them when they're going through these choke points, such as on the B ramp. And as a courtesy of that, they're put back on the eco, and Nitro taking the peak will be putting them back in the grave. JKS though quick to respond. They've got that deagle shot, make it 2, but Nitro makes the same for himself. Naf playing around in the ladder area, hoping and praying for a push to come through, and Stanislaw might be answering that prayer. Discipline maintained though, and the Liquid player doesn't want to risk anything too much. Instead, it's Nitro who's brought down from the sidelines. Now Twist with the AWP has to step up from the back side. Stan finds 1, but Twist misses the chance on getting the person who's going to go back and recover the bomb. And although Stan is making his way over, he's not got very much HP, which means it's all on Twist to be able to find Nifty and bring him down. Nifty might have just seen him. Jiggle picks it out, but Twist will not be faked. He sees the bomb as well, and as a courtesy of that, has to actually go back and recover it. Flashbang in his hands, though. Twist to try and take the peak, but Stanislaw from the back will shut him down. 9-3 Liquid. So far, so good. And that's what you can talk about their economy as well. 16,000 on a couple of those players as they were starting that round off. 2 players well above 10k, and the rest of them not looking too shabby either. Liquid have got enough money to be able to keep buying up for the rest of this half. And Renegades, well, they want to get 3 more rounds. They want to get that 9-6. 10-5 even, something that you can recover from, but right now, Azza being fully flashed up won't really matter. Nitro ends up falling. Elige is there with the trade, but this works out in the favor of the T side because now they've got an entry point with the pop dog. JKS has 2. Twist responds with a quick shot with the AWP. Has to put up more numbers than just 1 though, and that's why he's changing up his position to go over towards the other side. Stanislaw with 2 quick kills from the bomb train squad. Nifty though is playing around the very same bomb train, finds another one, has the AWP in his hands, and Stanislaw with 6 HP has got to play this 1 versus 1 perfectly. Bomb is going down and Nifty will stick it. Stan though can't be sure. Nifty throws out that grenade, that smoke, that position. Stan takes the peek, he gets the shot. How in the world did that happen? Nifty missing a shot that he could not afford to miss, and with that, Stan takes it to 10 rounds. Renegades finally had a chance. They end up losing that one out. And right now, Stanislaw, he's feeling it. He is on fire, and his scoreboard reflects the same. 17 kills, 3 deaths to his name. What a preposterous scoreline, really. Where was this Stanislaw on Cobblestone is my question. But the answer really doesn't seem to matter, because right now the only thing that matters is we can see him in prime form. Flashbang comes through, Twist avoids it, gets the flick as well. The second kill should be there as soon as he takes the peek onto Nifty. Through the smoke, he has the chance, but Nifty does the dance and he gets back. I mean, credit where it's due to Nifty as well. He's been looking decent with his movement, with his shots, at least in the previous round. But before that, nothing coming out from him so far. JKS finds 1 at Stanislaw to take a fall. That's a raid boss down. JDM. Incendiary will be deployed to make sure they can't quite make their way in. Elise is ready to intercept the players from Prop Dog though. Liquid holding these aggressive positions while the bomb is on its way down into Pop Dog, but Elise sends it even further down in hell, and JKS will be paying for their sins in blood, sweat, and tears. Elise now switching out for the AK, ready and waiting. A little bit more, the smoke will be protecting him for a while longer. But now look at this, Sees him, and Elige has got through. Could even... If Azza wants to push through, the flashbang is avoided. Elige is ready, but Azza is not, as he flashes himself out entirely. The incendiary in his hand needs to be used. If he wants to try and reclaim that bomb, could even just try and throw it out, try and walk into himself, pick it up. With 10 seconds left, Azza will finally bring down Elige. Won't really matter too much. Wonder if we can get a replay on Elige. Doesn't look like that will be the case. From Pop Dog, an incredibly unexpected angle for him to be able to get that many. And Renegades, because of that, now they're on the last of their limbs. 11-3. And if it goes to 12, that's where Liquid, off the back of one pistol round, can take match point. JKS peeks through, gets dinked down by JDM. Trade is there, but Elige is also going to be able to put up his numbers. Twist playing around the fire, playing around the... Be run over by Naf as the bomb goes down early. Early take of the site, paying out Stanislaw takes advantage of the missed shot once again. Nifty going down to him. Naf wants to keep on peeking through. The incendiaries there, but he's got the chance and he will be able to stop it. The diffuser is being stuck though, and what in the world just happened? They didn't realize it in the chaos, and Renegades will be forced to face up against Team Liquid in a pistol round that might just decide their fate. And wait for their fate. We're going to be back very soon. 12-3. Liquid are looking dominant. And we are live with the second half. Team Liquid, one round away from potentially securing 15-3 as a scoreline. So far, though, they've won quite a few pistol rounds, but they have gotten reset almost every single time after. Now, let's see whether or not they can do a little bit better this time, or will Renegades be able to climb back into favor on their CT side. Definitely a possibility with the way they play. And well, JDM though wants to shut down that possibility, but the dual Berettas will end as dancing the dance of death, and he will not be tagged by a single bullet. Over towards that Pop Dog duel. Elise as well, missing a couple of his shots with the Glock on that long range. Doesn't really work out that effectively. Anaza is ready and waiting with those dualies. Might just want to push through and find these players in the back lines, but JKS instead will be trying to get a duel from the back of B, and he wins it onto Elige. 4 versus 2. Renegades, say what you want about them, but their pistol rounds are definitely very strong from this CT side. JKS finds another one, and that leaves Nitro alone. No Kevlar. Utility is there, so maybe he can get the bomb plant down using it, but beyond that, It's Azza going in from the back lines. His dualies have to be put to the test. And what better way to do it than to face him up against Nitro. But again, he's maintaining that discipline. And the flashes there that will allow Nitro to be able to recover the bomb. He's dodging bullets left, right, and center without one single tag. Is able to bring him down to 20 HP. And that's 20 more than Nifty wants him to have. As Nitro will go down. And Renegades, they're playing the long game. They're playing for SMG strat, where they want to be able to make sure that Liquid can at no point reset their economy, can at no point put back in the bank. So if they lose, then it'll be with full buys. But this does open up the chance of an eco round victory, of a force buy victory coming out from Liquid. And that's what they're going for, as they pull out 2 scouts and a few deagles across the rest of their players. JDM sticking to the Glock. The grenade will be chunking them down. Stan nicely started. Finds one. Could maybe look for the second, but it's Ustillo to win that duel. The Deagle not quite able to proceed through. And Elige can't back him up with the scout. Does get a tag onto Ustillo. That means that he might be able to get that kill with one more good shot. Not quite sure if the scout can actually do 72. It normally does between 65 and 71 damage points. I'm not sure if it can do 72, and that's the answer. Not at that range, it can't. Ustillo down to 10 HP. And he needs to play much more careful, because one shot from any of these guns should be able to bring him down. Azza, though, has found one more as he pushes through towards Pop Dog. Is able to shut them down. JKS, in the meanwhile, on the other side, finds another to shut down JDM. Twist peeks through, has a kill. These Deagles are looking very fancy. They're doing some work. And right now, Ustillo and Nifty being as low as they are, 2 body shots should do the trick on each to be able to take them apart. And look at this Azza coming in. Twist will have the chance to bring him down, but will not be able to find the Deagle headshot. And that leaves Nitro alone to fight off 3 players. Has got the bomb as well. Pulls it out at the wrong time. Goes for the fake plant. Almost gets the shot onto Ustillo, but the flick is not quite there. 12-5 Liquid. All going to be put on eco, and Renegades, it's still a very long grind for them, even if they are able to take it to 12-6, which is expected. JDM will have that up in the next round, and that's where things get interesting. That's where perhaps Renegades can actually take control if they win the next round. Meanwhile, though, it's a duel coming out in the back of plant. No one really coming out as a victor except for Azza, because found 2 kills, makes it 3, lots and lots of money. Stanislav, the only person to really connect with anything so far. Even his connections will be very limited, as he can be overwhelmed very soon. Azza, 4 quick kills to do the job. Money in the bank. He's got 9,000 stashed away, and will be switching out. Actually, no, never mind. He purchases up the AWP and does not switch out his rifle whatsoever. So they've got an AWP and Nifty, but beyond that, firepower is incredibly limited. And Liquid, with their full AK strategy, they should be able to overwhelm Renegades over here, unless Nifty goes absolutely berserk. Nifty even not really paying attention towards that team main side early on, wants to take the peek into Ivy instead. But JDM, if he proceeds forward, he will be shut down, and he will instead find the shot onto Naf. Nifty tries to respond, finds it. In the end, it's Twist to fall, not JDM, so the AWP is there in Liquid's hands. Elige proceeding forward into the side as Nifty finds yet another kill. Will finally be traded away. JDM to save the day. He's found 2, but needs to find another few to get that ace clutch out. But instead, it's through the smoke. JKS turns out to be the victor. They're able to pick up the AWP as well. Ustillo finds an AK for his troubles. They don't want to go for the double AWP setup. And despite JDM putting forward a heroic effort, Nifty's kills are enough to net Renegades that round. Twists pushing through the CZ, will be trying to rush down Azza, but again, Azza's 89. He's been keeping a hold of that one for a while, and we can see exactly why. And this is what I like coming out from them. You don't go for the double up when you know that there's going to be an eco coming out from Liquid. This was something that I criticized of Liquid. Of course, with Stanislaw having as much of a lights out performance as he was in the first half, it didn't really seem to matter. But now you've got the chance to farm up some more money. Azza finds 2 kills with the MP9. And if he wants to go for the double up in the next round, he can just purchase that out, replace out his MP9 with that. And you won't even be wasting too much money in terms of efficiency. So all around, everyone's a winner. Except for, of course, Team Liquid. Stan has quieted down just a little bit, but really he's not getting the chance to shine the way he was in the CT side. As waiting for another player to potentially drop through, and that might just be Stan with his P250. Let's keep an eye on Azza, as he will potentially even look to push through for the ace clutch if JKS doesn't steal that away from him. The smoke coming through will block vision, at least temporarily, and Naf now has to step up because Stanislaw on the other side has already tagged him down to a single point of HP. Very unfortunate that he doesn't get the kill over there, but JKS is able to make sure that he steps up where he needs to find a few kills, but the bomb plant is there, and Liquid will have a lot more money because of that. We'll be able to have a proper full buy, incendiaries, molotovs, smokes, head armor, you name it, what you want, they will be able to afford. Unfortunately for them, the same can be said for Renegades, because Azza, who's feeling very generous, buys up that op, drops it over to Nifty. And Nifty, because of that, he's still hovering around at 7,000 mark. Actually, never mind. Nifty was able to save that op. What am I saying? Stanislaw, though. Brought down very early on. Nifty getting aggressive up towards the back of B. And he's looking to potentially do the same, but instead chooses to drop down the incendiary and back his way off to Coltrane, where Elige will be trying to take the peek through and find him. Nifty, though, moving forward. Will not be able to catch Elige out just quite yet, but it's a war of attrition, and who will take the peak first? Azza playing his favorite role over towards the pop dog area. He's had so much success there so far on the CT side. JKS pushes forward aggressively, might be able to catch them with a grenade in his hands. Elias goes down, Nitro's turned around, and with that he finds the trade, but too much information is given away, and now that they know their locations, they should be able to adjust because of this. JDM reveals his gun barrel, well, almost reveals his gun barrel, but he knows how to peek, and he will be able to do so successfully. Azza doesn't quite know that he needs to start spraying through that plywood just yet. The deal that should be interesting is, of course, the one between Nitro and Azza, because that grenade flies forward. It will be dodged entirely. The reload has to come through from Azza. Almost getting there, but he will be able to find regardless. Bomb is dropped, and with 15 seconds left on the clock, Twist doesn't even have time to be able to make his way over to try and kill everyone. Bomb plant time is definitely not there either, so he may as well just try and save this AK, perhaps just go into heaven to do just that. Nav expected that entry point from Twist, and he's able to shut him down. Might have actually been after the round ended. Didn't quite catch that. He does have plenty of money though, so that's very unlikely. Should be able to rebuy moving forward. But instead they decide against it. They decide to just stabilize their economy a little bit and have the full utility that they want. So far, they haven't gotten a single round on this terrorist side, and Renegades are running away with it right now. Stanislaw, as loud and proud as you did see him in the first half, now has been sitting on 21 frags for quite a while, and Elige, well, gets information. But information is cheap right now, and you can't do anything with it. As a incendiary will be blocking him out, and he's trapped in between the flames, but he's being and was expected. Elige goes down despite the Double Molotov, that should have been enough to flush him out of Pop Dog, so Liege doesn't expect it, doesn't fire preemptively, and because of that, as again and again, he's able to find these kills and find this information over towards that Pop Dog area, playing it perfectly. And having the presence of mind in that situation to realize that you need to go forward is not very easy whatsoever. Smoke's going out towards that A main side. JDM continues through, but Nifty's bullet will be doing just that through his body. Stanislaw now left alone to fight off 4. But even that is a long shot, as Naf will come out from the side of Electric Box and prevent any further damage to the Renegades economy, which is looking incredibly robust right now. The AWP of Nifty seems like it's been alive for far too long. And you can see how suddenly the kills, the death scores just seem incredibly low on Renegades. Because of that, they're actually able to keep their money flowing in. They don't have to reinvest too much into any of these rounds. But keep an eye out for Nifty because he's got an AWP, and Twist actually potentially going for that run boost. And he will be able to see the shoulder peek coming through. The smoke has to be deployed to be able to save him for a little while longer. Dodges the initial spray, and Stanislaw does have a bomb to be able to Molotov to be able to force him out of position as well. Now Nifty's actually rushing into the smoke where he's trying to keep himself alive, but backs off in time. Renegades seems like they've got the number on these Molotovs, and dodging the spray. Very lucky for Nifty, and he doesn't get shot down. Elise does just that to Ustillo though, as he finally manages to find an entry point in towards the Pop Dog, as Azza did rotate over to team main to try and prevent any aggression from there. Nitro's bringing that aggression, and he will be bringing it straight to the face of Azza. Nifty responds, and he's still alive, so they've still got a chance in this round to be able to play this one out. But there's a player coming out from Ivy. That Stanislaw should be able to find that kill. Easily done, and leaves JKS as 1. The bomb is planted, and JDM finishes the round off before that even comes through. Very nicely played from Liquid. In a situation as chaotic as that, where Nifty is picking them apart one by one, just having the patience to wait for Stan to come out from Ivy and find that kill. Very well played. And Liquid finally pop their T-side cherry as they're able to get around the board. The first round in 8 rounds so far, and that might be the end of it because of the bomb. They've got Molotovs dropped in front of them as well, so they've got lots and lots of utility to play with. Stan peeks out and brings down Naf, which means that Azza has to be careful because he realizes Stan isn't there in the back lines. Might just want to Molotov this out. The grenades will rain through to try and shut down Azza, but that doesn't seem like it will be possible. Nice little secondary Molotov to come out from Azza. Knows that there's a bottle on the ground that he can pick up, and indeed he does. Grenades, Molotovs, whatever he wants, they're all flying through, but Ustillo's the person who's pumping Liquid full of lead. Azza playing that ladder. Wants to have the flashbang at the ready. But instead, the smoke will be trying to cover the tracks of Liquid as they reclaim the bomb. Stanislaw is able to successfully get to it and get himself back out onto the site. But look at this, Nifty is going to be taking the peek from Electric Box, finds the shot. And beautiful communication coming out from the side of Renegades. We can talk about that in a second because Twist has about that much time left. And that time will be cut short by Renegades. But very good communication coming out from Azza because he lets the player in team main know that there is a smoke that's deployed. So the person who has recovered the bomb will not be expecting or probably won't be checking the team main side. Even if he is, the AWP should be able to win that duel out regardless. And because of that, because Stan was just feeling the need to stay quiet, to stay stealthy, he walks out towards the bomb plant position and he gets shot down midway. Very well done by Renegades in that round. Love to see that coming through from them. Liquid, though, they're on the force buy having been reset just now. Not the force, but the quasi buy having been reset just now. They know that they didn't really have enough money to be able to properly buy up. And Renegades, well, they've got one lone defender on this B bomb side, but it's JKS. Naf sitting all the way back to connector. JKS, so Incendiary flies through, and that means Stanislaw is going to be isolated. JKS doesn't need to worry about his right side, but they're now finally making an entryway on towards the side. JDM is down low. JKS finds one. It might have been the second, but Elige quickly shuts him down. That means Naf has to step up to save this B bomb side. The bomb will be planted, though. JDM already down, will be joined by Nitro in the afterlife. Stan doesn't have an incendiary either, so it will just take a quick headshot from Azza to bring him down. 13-12, Renegades will be able to scavenge any pistols available and come so close to equalizing that scoreline, because now Liquid, this is their last buy potentially in this entire game, because if Renegades wins this one, then Liquid will have... actually, they'll have one more buy left in them. They'll have the 15-13 full buy left in them. Assuming that all goes well and they don't get ecoed on the CT side. These, though... finds JKS, who's feeling a bit too confident, feeling a bit too comfortable on that B side. Gets into the back of B and he's punished because of it. Nifty's trying to get up on top of these ladders, playing the angle aggressively. No scope through the flashbang. JDM there to respond, but Asa has already made his way over. Pre-fire coming through. JDM will not be able to survive, but Nitro trades it out, picks up the AWP as well, and wants to be able to play these long-range angles. Where it's coming from, but he's still caught with a grenade out in his hand. Elige leaves Naf very, very lonely on that B site, but Naf will want to go for this play regardless. He knows that this is their best chance in this map, in this game. He scouted out Elige, found one, has got utility to be able to take down Nitro potentially. The smoke and grenades will be raining through. Nitro can take the peek, but he's a bit too afraid, and rightfully so. Stanislaw playing out that angle in the smoke will be flashed up entirely. Naf expecting the push to come up from scaffolding, but he doesn't have time, so he needs to make the move. He needs to be able to at least make sure that these two terrorists go down with the bomb blast. That simply will not be happening. (12 to 14). Another full buy coming through from Renegades, and this is their last. They don't have the money to be able to keep this going, despite their earlier Liquid quick rounds in succession after some closer ones will be able to limit the wallet somewhat. But now Renegades, they're feeling slightly scared, and they have no reason to be. Ucelo doesn't have the backup of Nifty, who's decided to instead watch out for T-Main potentially after smoking off Ivy. Not something that we've seen coming out from them so far. 2 smokes already used towards that Ivy side this early on into a round. Luckily for them, Ustilo and Nifty are not the only people who have used up their utility. Instead, Liquid, a few Molotovs and smokes, and they've got significantly less of them. That means that Naf has got free reign to find one before being traded away. The flashes come through. Ustilo will be having some company very soon over towards his Ivy position. Few kills, this would be massive. Stanislaw takes the push through, but JDM is still there in the back line. So that means that Ustilo needs to be able to find him down. Instead, he has to be content with only Nitro. JDM takes the peek and he finishes it off. JKS, the next to fall. 15 to 12 Liquid off the back of 3 quick kills from JDM will be able to take it to what should be their game, despite a very back and forth with Renegades able to find so much more than they had any right to do so. And now it's JDM stepping up a little bit more. He's found his way onto the 20th frag point. Elige might need to take the peek in, but for now, JKS was the person with the UMP standing behind on that B ramp, and he will be able to keep himself alive a little while longer. Doesn't quite want to push through into the back of B, but instead, Nitro pushes through into the back of him. Continues through, and Naf will be able to trade it away. At 5-7 is the lone defender of that B bomb site. Elige, though, he's a bit too strong on the offense. And that means that Yusilo is left alone, and M4 will be wrested out of his hands. Liquid, despite seeming like they were slipping, despite seeming like they were choking, are able to keep their cool, and they're able to take it away. And despite a few long pauses, that game was definitely worth it. We're going to be ending the Pro League season right here, right now. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Tea Time. You can find me over on @GGTeaTime on Twitter, and you can find the producer and observer over on @CSGO Sap if any tournament organizers out there want to hire him up. That being said, we've had a blast broadcasting to you. We're signing off now. Thank you for watching. Tea Time, Sap, signing out.
ESL